من أجلك عشنا يا وطني نفدي بالروح أراضينا قد كنا أمس عمالقة في الحرب نذل أعادينا وإن اليوم عمالقة في السلم حماة مبادينا من أجلك يا وطني أبطالا كنا لا نرضى غير الأمجاد تحيينا نزهو بالماضي في ثقة والحاضر يعلو ماضينا فجرنا الثورة من أزل سجل يا دهر معالينا والنصر الأكبر كان لنا مجدا من صنع
Hello there and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to this special day in the Algerian history. And starting our news with the headlines. Algeria is celebrating 16 years of independence from France on Tuesday with a nationwide ceremonies, a pardon of 40,000 prisoners and its first military parade in years. A gunman perched on a rooftop opened fire on families waving flags and children riding bikes at a 4th of July parade on Monday, killing 6 and wounding more than 36. The head of Sudanese ruling Sovereign Council Abdel Fattah al-Burhan affirmed that the military will withdraw from negotiations. Hello again and welcome. I'm Abdulrahim Kashur and those who are today's top stories. Algeria is celebrating 60 years of independence from France on Tuesday with the nationwide ceremonies, a pardon of 40,000 prisoners and its first military parade in years. The event marks a country's official declaration of independence on July 5, 1962. After a brutal 7-year war which ended 132 years of colonial rule.
The 5th of July 1962 marked the beginning of the series of celebration across all Algeria. It was a day, or rather an exceptional month, especially since the celebration lasted for 4 weeks. Days and nights, Algerians took the streets expressing their great joy and waving the flag of independent Algeria. The Algerian flag decorated houses, storefronts, cars. It was much more than March 19 of the same year, the day the fighting came to an end. The win against the French occupier, after 132 years of resistance, strong fighting, and huge sacrifices with a historical event that echoed in every corner of the entire world. Algeria today is celebrating 60 years of independence from France, with nationwide ceremonies, a pardon of 40,000 prisoners, and its first military parade in years. A day of glory of a new era is the official slogan of celebration, which includes concerts, sports events, lectures, and photo exhibits retracing the horror of the war. President Abdelmadjid Tebboune revived the tradition 4 years anniversary. Today's celebration of Algeria's 60th anniversary of independence from France included events held around the country and the release of 40,000 prisoners, and the country's first military parade in years. Loudspeakers in public places are playing patriotic music, and city workers have strung Algerian flags and photos of the war soldiers. Mahmoud Abbas, the head of Hamas, the president of Tunisia, Niger, Congo, and Ethiopia, were anticipated to attend the anniversary celebrations.
To a different matter now, a gunman perched on a rooftop opened fire on families waving flags and children riding bikes at 4th of July parade on Monday, killing 6 and wounding more than 36 in Chicago suburb of Highland Park.
A man with a high-powered rifle opened fire on people from a rooftop during July 4th parade in Chicago suburb of Highland Park on Monday. The shooter killed at least 6 people and left many others injured, including children. turning parade display into a scene of panic and chaos.
So far, there are 5 dead on the scene. Those decedents have been identified, and we are working on notification for those families. There is 1 additional decedent that was taken to a local hospital.
We received in total about 26 total patients, 10 of which were transported by ambulance.
Authorities responded to the shooting and recovered the rifle from the scene. A 22-year-old man identified as a person of interest and was taken into custody. However, reports said the real suspect is still on the loose.
So the roof was a business, and it looks like access to the roof via a ladder in an alley was unsecure. The gun is certainly being heavily investigated by the ATF, our federal partners, and we are working on that aspect.
During his speech at the White House, U.S. President Joe Biden mentioned the incident, which coincides with the American Independence Day, and described it as an assault against liberty.
You all heard what happened today, but each day we're reminded there's nothing guaranteed about our democracy, nothing guaranteed about our way of life.
The bloodshed occurred after several mass shootings struck the United States, including schools, churches, and grocery stores, which became killing grounds. The incident is expected to reignite the debate in America about gun control and whether more strict regulations can stop gun violence, which took many lives in recent months.
Head of Sudan's ruling Sovereign Council, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, affirmed that the military will withdraw from negotiations. Al-Burhan said that army's decision not to participate in talks was to allow political and revolutionary groups to form a government. Zara Farjani.
Sudan's leading general said the country's military will withdraw from negotiations meant to solve the country's ongoing political crisis after a coup last year, allowing civil society representatives to take their place. In televised statements, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan also promised that he will dissolve the country's sovereign council that he leads after a new transitional government is formed.
In my capacity as chairman of the Sovereign Council and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, the following has been decided. The military establishment should not participate in the current negotiations, which are facilitated by tripartite mechanism, and I hope that these forces will engage in an immediate and serious dialogue that restores the unity of Sudanese people.
Burhan did not specify any dates or who would replace the military at the negotiating table, adding that after the ruling council is dissolved, the army and the powerful paramilitary will be placed under a new governing body that will be responsible for the country's defense and security.
I call on the various components of the people, especially the youth, to adhere to peace. Everyone has the right to express their opinion, and your sacrifices are appreciated, and your hopes for democratic transition are fulfilled. Your armed forces will not stand in its way.
The council has governed the country since the military takeover last year. The UN political mission in Sudan and the African Union have been trying to broker a way out of the political impasse, but talks have yielded no results so far.
Sri Lanka has less than a day's worth of fuel left, declared the Minister of Energy, saying that the country's economic situation worsens and public transportation has come to a complete stop. The ongoing fuel shortage is still causing chaos throughout the island's nation. The country's petrol reserve was at roughly 4,000 tons, just enough for one day, and due to the shortage, national carrier Sri Lanka Airlines and international airlines have reduced the schedule. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed blamed the Oromo Liberation Army for an attack that killed an unknown number of villagers in an ethnically motivated massacre in western Ethiopia. The Oblad denied the accusation and blamed paramilitary groups. The state-appointed Ethiopian Human Rights Commission said that the killings took place on Monday in two villages in Kalman Wilga, around 250 miles west of the capital Addis Ababa. Oromia region, where the Amra are a minority ethnic group, has experienced spasms of violence for many years, rooted in graveness about political marginalization and neglect by the central government. Libyan families are demanding the identification of bodies that were found in mass graves 2 years ago to find out what happened to their missing relatives. A UN-appointed mission to Libya said on Monday that there are probable mass graves yet to be investigated, possibly as many as 100 in town where hundreds of bodies have already been found, while urged Tripoli to keep searching. Peruvian officials on Monday ordered residents to wear masks outdoors amid what they said was a fourth wave of coronavirus infections. Speaking in Lima, Health Minister Jorge Lopez said that the decision was made to enforce the use of face coverings both inside and outside because the increase in infection had exceeds 5%. President Vladimir Putin on Monday congratulated Russian troops on liberating the eastern Ukrainian region of Lugansk, a significant milestone for Moscow in its military campaign in Ukraine.
Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday declared victory in the eastern Ukrainian region of Luhansk, one day after Ukrainian forces withdrew from their last remaining pocket of resistance in the province. Russia's Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu reported to Putin in a televised meeting Monday that Russian forces had taken control of Luhansk, which together with the neighboring Donetsk province makes up Ukraine's industrial heartland of Donbass.
Comrade Supreme Commander, since June 19, formations and military units of the groupings of forces center under the command of Colonel General Lapin, in cooperation with units of the 2nd Corps of the People's Militia of the Luhansk People's Republic, successfully carried out an offensive operation to liberate the territory of the Luhansk People's Republic.
Shoigu told Putin that the operation was completed on Sunday after Russian troops overran the city of Lysychansk, the last stronghold of the Ukrainian forces in Luhansk. Putin, in turn, said that the military units that took part in the operation and achieved success, victory in Luhansk, should rest.
The units that took part in active hostilities and achieved success, victory in Lugansk direction, of course, should rest, increase their combat capabilities, while other military formations, including both the East Grouping and the West Grouping, should carry out their tasks according to previously approved plans, according to a single plan, and I hope that everything will happen in that direction, in the same way as it happened in Lugansk so far.
The Russian army has also intensified its shelling of the key Ukrainian stronghold of Slovyansk and Kramatorsk, deeper in Donetsk.
At least 6 people are dead and 8 more have been injured following an ice avalanche in the Italian Alps on Sunday, local officials said, as emergency workers combat the Malmoda mountain for at least 19 missing hikers. Ended up with the sport event in Iran 2022, Algerian weightlifter Walid Bidani gave his country 2 medals in the Mediterranean Games by winning the gold in weightlifting for the weight of 102 kilograms in Sanatrak mark, beating the Syrian Olympic champion Assad Man, who won the silver, followed by the Egyptian Ahmed Jaber with the bronze. The Algerian champion won the silver of the second, especially in brass mark. Bidani made this mark on the last day of the competition for the 5th Algerian medal in the weightlifting after silver and 2 bronze. That's all what we have good for now. Thank you so much for being with us. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.